Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
No, that's something on the interstate.
Smoke coming out of it.
What the hell is that?
There's a freaking smoke ring around it.
What is that? I don't know.
Freaking UFO. Look at that thing.
What is that? I'm videoing it.
It just shot up.
It just shot out a smoke ring. Well, I saw it over here, and I was like, man,
SpaceX stuff?
those clouds are moving weird, and then it kept coming. Oh man, it's disappearing.
But SpaceX would be doing
It's still showing up really good on
not this.
the camera though.
That's Elon Musk doing Elon Musk thing.
It's disappearing, but I can still see it on the camera. And
You ought to see the smoke ring it put out.
What in the smoke ring was going on there, peeps? I have no idea what that was. That looked very off-planet, if you ask me. But people in the comments are saying it's the Falcon 9. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I need some help on that one.
I work in politics and I just got back from a trip in Washington, D.C., and I want to tell you the absolutely unhinged rumor I heard from current and former federal workers and people on Capitol Hill about what Donald Trump is about to do next. Because if it's true, it will alter the course of American history forever. I want to preface this by saying I am not a journalist. What I'm about to share with you is just a rumor, though I did hear it from multiple people who do not know each other from multiple areas of the federal government. So with all those disclaimers, I'm going to share this with you anyway because I think you deserve to know. Long story short, Donald Trump is trying to give Washington, D.C. to billionaire Peter Thiel. I mean that literally, not figuratively. Like, he is trying to give a billionaire control over the land and the people within Washington, D.C. The specific rumor is that instead of granting Washington, D.C. statehood like its residents have been demanding for years, he wants to actually roll back the little bit of independence that they already have of self-government. Apparently, he's considering turning the district into what some call a freedom city. Proponents of freedom cities advocate for areas and territories that are governed and owned completely by corporations, so essentially corporate colonies. So there's no federal government oversight, there's no state government oversight. Essentially, these freedom cities are ruled by CEO kings. So from what I'm hearing, the Trump administration is exploring abusing DC's existing status as a district to make it the first freedom city and give it to his billionaire buddy, Peter Thiel. This is a disaster for reasons I shouldn't have to elaborate on. Obviously, that would set an incredibly dangerous precedent. It's hugely symbolic to give the area where the federal government runs to a billionaire. We're really talking about a new era of colonization rooted in techno-fascism. And while this particular rumor is new, Trump's association with people who lobby for the creation of freedom cities is well known, and they were at his inauguration. I know it sounds far-fetched, but we really should start fighting against this now before it becomes a reality.
Oh, man. Rumors. I don't want to fight. I just want to live. I want to be happy. Why can't we just, have people in charge that are just nice and happy? And we haven't got to fight everything. I haven't got to do a video on everything. We could just live peacefully in harmony for the greater good of man and womankind and lizard people and Palladians, whoever are here living on air or under the ground or in the space. Let's just get on.
If you've ever wanted to see a fourth dimensional object, now's your chance. This is called bubble cymatics, and this video is not AI. Try to prove me wrong. But this is so cool. They shoot a light into a bubble.
In the quantum entanglement was going on there, peeps. I have no idea. Way over my head, but looked really cool. And it's probably proof that we live in a world that we can't see. Let me know what you think.
Yo, bro, you want to hear something pretty weird?
What?
So, hundreds of flowers were vandalized at the University of Michigan this week, like 2 days ago. They were all these flowers were vandalized. Isn't that weird? Why would that be weird? That's just some drunk kids, probably, right? Yeah, but that's where they caught the Chinese couple smuggling the fungus, the Last of Us fucking infectious fungi, bro. Oh yeah, that is kind of weird. I wouldn't worry about it though, because if there was something tied to that, I mean, I'm sure the government and the authorities would tell us, right?
I can read your mind. I bet you any money you thought that guy was similar to Adam Sandler at the end there, because he did me. He reminded me a lot of Adam Sandler there. The funny one. The funny Adam Sandler. So it is a compliment. We might see some stuff on Adam Sandler in a bit, by the way.
Man, y'all ain't gonna believe this, dude. Did you know somebody owns the rights to the King James Bible? The Crown. You know who the Crown is, don't you? What's that? You don't recognize him? Hold on a second. Yes. Oh, hold on. Here he is. This guy right here, man. You don't recognize this picture, do you? Little reversal I did. Oh, wait. Hold on. There it is. There it is. That's just mind-blowing. I cannot believe I did not know that the British Royal Crown owns the rights to the King James Bible. That's crazy, isn't it, fact checkers? While we're looking at cool stuff like this right here, meet Marina Abramovic. Do y'all know who she is? Here's her hanging out with some of her friends, celebrity style. You know, De Niro, I really loved Robert De Niro growing up, man. What a daggum shame that is. There's a theory people say that she's actually Lady Gaga's mother. There's several videos of them together and stuff and their mannerisms and whatnot, but I'm not even saying I believe that. I'm just telling y'all what I heard. You know what I mean? Check her out, man. Look up, check her out. See what y'all think about her, man. Let me know in the comments.
The old Crown again, is it? The old Crown. They seem to be putting their fingers in a lot of pies. They seem to own a lot of stuff, don't they? Including Canada, as we know from a previous show. I'm going to have a look into the old Crown. Might get my old mate Baz on the go to see what they own, because I think they own quite a lot of stuff. And I think what you see, what's going on at the moment, has a lot to do with the Crown. That's what I think personally, but I could be wrong, and it is for entertainment purpose only.
Oh, wait, Adam Sandler. I knew it was only a matter of time before your ass got ready to go down, allegedly for entertainment and education purposes only. Although that is absolutely, according to the media, not true. They're all trying to downplay everything. I mean, everything. Now, here's my question for everybody. Who do you think is really next? Ashton, Leonardo, Adam Sandler, Jack Black? There's going to be some names coming out really soon, and while I believe his name is on it, Adam, I can't find anything on it right now. So, and I'm not hearing anything from sources. So that is, at this time, completely false, allegedly. But that doesn't mean it's completely false. Because, you know, we've been saying these things about Diddy for a very long time, and the media would still tell you, well, that's false. This is all connected to that strip of land over in the desert. All of it. And when everybody finds that out, they're going to be in a better place in their mind and in their hearts.
The richest man in Hollywood, I hear, has productions all over the place. TV, films, everywhere. Do you get there? Do you get to that place without being in some type of club? I don't know. Might be fine. I really like his films. Really like his films. Seems like a nice fella. But we know Hollywood is Hollywood. And if they're picking him out, I mean, I don't know. To me, it seems like anyone who is part of Hollywood has got to be involved with all this stuff. You know what I mean?
We're here in Manalapan, Florida. This is probably our bread and butter, where we build the most product that we do here in Palm Beach County. We're here to talk about the tunnel that runs underneath A1A.
Yeah, so the world of private underground tunnels, they're connected to mansions on the intracoastal, and they connect properties to the beach. So tell us about these tunnels. Like, are they common? Who has them? Tell us about them.
So I don't think that most people understand that when they're driving down A1A, whether it be in Palm Beach, but specifically Manalapan, there's tunnels that run underneath the road. They're driving over the access from the main house to the beach houses. They are very private. There's few and far between of the people that actually have these tunnels. It's an amazing opportunity for that property to access both sides without having to go across the road. You know, we have a lot of people moving to South Florida. There's a lot of wealth coming into South Florida. There's a lot of younger families that we didn't necessarily see on these projects
With kids and
with kids.
yeah.
They want to utilize their beach house and the beach and their property to the fullest. And this gives them an opportunity without going over A1A and through the traffic to access both sides of their property.
What is kind of like the coolest tunnel you've seen? You know, you and I were talking and you mentioned one.
There's one down the street that years past. I mean, there's a lot of codes that have changed and things that have altered. You can't do quite as much as you used to be able to. But there's a property that one of our owners just picked up. And that tunnel actually came into the lower level of the house. And it was behind a bookshelf in a storage area. You'd open that and you'd step into the throat of the tunnel and be able to traverse the other side over the beach side of the properity.
Very cool. So it's totally sealed.
It's totally sealed and waterproof. There's drainage. There's mechanical, electrical, and plumbing in these. It's a full system.
We're in the middle of the tunnel.
We're underneath A1A right now.
We're underneath A1A. Okay, cool. And then, so the homeowners, they typically, like, they'll pick the flooring, they'll pick any kind of features that they want in these homes.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extension of the estate. So it's almost like a room of the property. You see the beautiful gates that we put on the end. Obviously, we want to protect the main property from people just being able to come over. But we literally just came from the main estate underneath A1A, popped out to this beach house on the Atlantic Ocean. There's only so many places in the world that allows this.
Right.
How they ever live, eh? Got their own personal tunnel to not have to go through all the riffraff and the traffic. But we know there's a lot more in these tunnels than just to get to the other side of the house. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Still scheißding. Look at.
What in the demonic world is going on there? It is written on a van. Is that real? I don't know. I have no idea. But if it is real, then that's crazy.
Hurry up. Hurry. Come look. Look at it. Look.
Oh my god.
Look.
Oh my lord. James, come. Hurry.
Holy shit.
Right, come. Whoa.
Holy shit. Look at that.
Whoa, what are those clouds?
I don't know. I've never seen them like that.
Those are clouds.
Is that cool, huh? Rain's coming. It's coming. Wind's starting to blow. Is that weird?
Why don't you get my phone?
That is so cool.
It's on the table. Get my phone, it's on the table. Gonna be big and loud.
That's cool. It's huge. I will. I'm coming.
Well, that quite possibly could be the biggest fake cloud I have seen so far.
Seen some trippy stuff today.
Well, that was pink, and it looked very see-through to me. If you ask me, it looked very see-through indeed.
This is the Bradaswara Temple in India. Once again, guys, the official narrative here is hammer and chisel, primitive tools. Wait till you hear about the insane enigmas in this architectural fucking anomaly. First of all, this temple, this building, casts absolutely no shadow at noon, despite being 216 feet high. On the very top of this building, there is an 80-ton capstone. 80-ton capstone. lifted without any modern technology, guys. The official narrative is they use an 8-kilometer ramp to get that up there. It's laughable. The construction was done without any binding materials at all. This entire temple is made of interlocked granite blocks without any cement, mortar, or lime. By the way, like I said, this whole building was built with granite, and the nearest granite deposit is over 60 kilometers away. Yeah, these people sure were primitive. Hammer and chisel, horse and carriage. Let's talk about this capstone at the top. You're going to see this antenna. You'll see this on a lot of our old buildings, the old Tartarian buildings. They all had this technology at the top. This is an antenna and a resonator, and inside this ball, there was mercury. This harnessed energy from the ether. The mercury would spin, and it would create a current. This building was a power plant. It was made of granite. Granite is highly conductive material. This is the technology that our suppressors have been hiding from us. This is also Nandi, the bull, standing at the entrance of this building. 6 meters long, carved from one stone. Hammer and chisel, yeah, for sure. But once again, a common theme with a lot of these old structures is that any sound that was made inside of this building is amplified and resonates throughout the whole space. The placement of pillars, domes, and chambers seem to create natural resonant frequencies, suggesting knowledge of sonic architecture. If you guys have been following me, you know that I talk about all of these old cathedrals and buildings were sound healing centers. Oh yeah, this temple is also aligned perfectly with cardinal directions and is perfectly synchronized with solar movements as well. The positioning of this temple highly suggests the knowledge of equinoxes, solstices, and highly advanced solar tracking. Also, the carvings on the internal and external of this building told stories of gods and other esoteric knowledge. You guys need to understand that the greatest threat to the system is us figuring out the real origins of humanity and our true history. This is when the system will crumble on itself. Our ancestors were much more wise than we have been told. And if you wish to figure out the true nature to this reality, crack the codes to this matrix, and escape this system, then comment the word truth, and I will send you an exclusive link to my free community where I will teach you everything that you need to know. Remember, the truth will set you free. And don't forget to like, share, and follow for more hidden truth. Peace and love.
Wow, I've been doing this channel for a long time now. For a long time, I'd say for a long time. But there's still videos that amaze me. I've not seen that before, and that is absolutely incredible. That is clear as day. We ain't building that today. We ain't building it, are we? I mean, we can't even get clean water in today's world, let alone build something like that, which you just can tell that that is going to have some free energy involved in it. And yeah, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. Who's built that? We need to know our real history.
We are being farmed like animals. They lie to us, they deceive us. Literally everything's a lie. When I say they, the 1%, the oligarchy, rely on the fact that we are consumed with football, with music, with our own lives, with work, that we're not looking at their plans and what they're doing. And they're quite open about it. There's a 177-page documentation by the United Nations about population replacement. Everything that's happening is happening. Now, do we want to become a minority? Is it right that we, as white Englishmen or white Scottish men, become a minority in our own country? No, it's not. So and what we look at in here is the numbers. By 2041, we're a minority. So we're running out of time. We run out of time to solve this. We look through the money bubble, the continuous just printing of money, the reason for mass immigration, how it's planned, how they destroy and attack anyone who gets in their way of their agenda. They have a massive agenda that's been planned for hundreds of years, and they're playing it out. And we're literally, anyone who gets in the way, like myself, they come for you.
Yeah, they're so good at it. It's divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Just keep us divided. If we all come together, you know, they've got a problem. It's just like that children's ants film where the cockroaches talk about the ants as if one rebels and they all join together, that's when they got a problem, because the numbers is with us. 99% versus not even 1%, let's face it.
Look, the sun's over this way. It's like setting over this way. What the fuck is that? Okay? Seriously, what is that if the sun's setting over here? The sun's behind this light. That's some Nibiru shit right there. That's where the sun is. right? The sun's behind over here. What the fuck is that?
It's been a crazy couple of days for looking at the sun or the sky or the planets or whatever you want to call that. But that just looks absolutely bonkers. Oh man, that looks like a long time. Way too long.
Most of you know what Donald Trump posted this weekend about Joe Biden. And if you're wondering why he didn't say anything, why didn't he just come out with it? He did. But listen, nobody took Trump serious. That's the whole reason he was picked. So if no one takes him serious, that means he can say things at rallies that people will just let it go by the wayside. But check this out. He told you about what was going to happen.
One of the beautiful things of the pause, if there is such a thing as a beautiful thing, but one of the important factors of the pause is that we see how bad they've done. So we will be able to do it properly, and it will be much easier. Everybody will agree with us because everybody sees what a bad job has been done during this 2-year period, and it will be a 4-year period. Everybody sees that. It will be much easier for us to do what has to be done.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so obvious, people, along with a bunch of other people, that the people who they say they are aren't the people that are there. And I mean, they've not even tried to make it look like they're the right people. So it's got to be on purpose. It's got to be what we've said from the start. And you'll know if you've watched from the start, which is it is all one big show. And as Trump will tell you, it's central casting, the whole thing around everywhere. Why exactly is what I really want to know. And I hope we are going to go find out soon, like let's find out. I mean, let's just get some disclosure.
What if the sky is a machine and this simulation is failing and they're panicking? That's why it seems so crazy up there at the moment. What if God's firmament is actually behind this synthetic fake firmament that's had us fooled for generations? Now we're at a point where the technology that's been blocking out and disconnecting us from the real heavens is falling apart. What this would mean is that the whole of the sky is like an LCD screen. It's some sort of TV. It's some sort of technology using holograms and projections to fool us into thinking that that's actually real. And the more I think about this and think about all the truth in plain sight, which is referring exactly to what I'm talking about, the Hunger Games be a prime example, this is starting to seem extremely plausible. So let me know in the comment section, is the sky actually real? Is any of this real? Are we living in a simulation? And are we being taught that the lie is actually true?
Yeah, and this is another prime example of lots of different creators going down the same route where, not massive amounts of proof, but just gut intuition of people just seems to be talking in a similar sort of route. They're coming from different directions, but all coming up with the same sort of things. And one of them is the holographic screen, like the firmament being covered up by something out there that project something. I've been saying this as well, and I've seen other people just similar types, similar characters, similar people coming up with the same sort of stuff, and that is one which, I don't know, but it would make sense to me if actually something is being projected.
What has been going on with the sun? Have you seen any of this yourself in the last few days? It's been going on more and more in the last few years. The mainstream media tells us this is nothing more than wildfires in Canada, while simultaneously volcanoes erupting, and a sandstorm in Africa. But it's quite strange. In my nearly 40 years of existing, I have not ever seen this phenomenon, except the last few years. Just go onto Twitter, or X, as it's called now, do a search for Red Sun. See all the photos and videos yourself from people all over this realm, reporting the same strange phenomenon. Now, unless you're fully boosted and love being told what to think, trusting the experts, you know this is far from normal. This was taken in London just yesterday. So what is it exactly? Some say it's a sun simulation. Some say it's the return of the fabled planet Nibiru, or even the start of something biblical. This last video I have comes from London, and it's the most fascinating one yet. Let me know what you think in the comments. And remember, question everything, friends. Until next time.
5 minutes to 9 in the evening, London time. This was during my live stream. To me, it looks like an alien spaceship. And then it's out of the blue. The shape's changed to like an apple. Look at it. Can anyone explain? Or if you live in central London, did you witness, look at the sky and seeing this apart from me during my live stream? It's so weird. The shape is, I can't explain it. All I can think of is like an apple shape or something else. It's definitely some kind of phenomenon. I don't know. What is this? Can anyone explain? JSM here, share your thoughts.
Wow. Projection? Or has the veil been lifted and we're seeing some real stuff? The real colours, not the white that we see of the sun, but the red or the orangey, the colourful sun. I don't know. I don't know. But I want to know.
How did we go from fighting a revolution over a 2% tax on a breakfast beverage to what we pay today? We're taxed on money when we receive it, when we spend it, when we invest it, and even when we die with it. We commute to work to make that money in a car that is taxed again to register on roads we're already taxed to build, fueled by gas that is taxed even further. And then when you get to your office that is taxed to exist, you are paid a paycheck that the corporation must match another payroll tax on top of what they have to pay you. Then you go to a home of which you are taxed to own every single year that we bought with money that the government already taxed us on. But it wasn't always like this. In fact, in 1895, the Supreme Court ruled any federal taxes against its citizens were unconstitutional. So the government did what the government does best. It protected and expanded itself by passing the 16th Amendment. Basically, the government gave us the middle finger and gave themselves the power to basically do whatever they want. People back then were more angry about that 1% tax rate than we are about our 37% tax rate today. That is the power of creeping gradualism of government that I'm always warning you guys about.
We pay for a TV license. I mean, come on, man. I mean, how dumb are we?
Look at the sky. This is not real. I've never seen the sky look like that.
Wow. Okay. If New Earth is a thing, that's what I'm envisioning.
Amenaza de lluvia. Preciso cuando va a salir de la capilla. Amenaza de lluvia. Preciso cuando va a salir de la capilla.
Well, that was very casual. It must have been a Sunday because it was like a Sunday drive, just nice and chilled.